Hey guys, this is Pedro back with another interview covering MSI 2024. I'm here accompanied this time by Nightshare, the head coach for Fnatic, who are coming off of a loss to Team Wicked to thus get eliminated from the tournament. Nightshare, really appreciate you taking the time and also commiserations on the loss. I mean, being eliminated from this tournament, initial thoughts, what is your initial feelings coming off of this series?
I think we didn't turn up to play game one at all. Everyone mood and energy was like really low, sleepy. So we kind of, I guess, did a poor job of activating them. And then honestly, I think TL was playing real well. I think above what we have seen from them before. And they were also really well prepared against us. So those would be like the initial thoughts. I would just sum it up with, I think it's like solely our mistake of losing today. It's not like, I don't feel like they were, that much better. It's just like we lost to ourselves kind of.
You mentioned a little bit about TL approaching you guys and kind of preparing for you guys. What do you think was the biggest obstacle that the team experienced, in light of Team Liquid's approach towards you guys?
Well, I think we've been given a lot of like lethality bot lane traits, like the Varus Kalista traits, and they were always trying to pick Cassandra into it or some sort of a tank because it's against lethality, against like these double ADs, it works pretty well. And our intended answers into it, like the Zac or Poppy, to match it, it seemed like it was not working that well. So this approach was actually, I think, pretty good for them. And also, they prepared Lucianami with swap against like if they have losing bot lane with Lucianami, and they played it pretty well. And I think overall they played on the Lucian side pretty well. Yon played really well on Lucian.
And of course, I want to know the other side of the coin, and I want to know how you guys kind of approach TL because, of course, they were coming off of a loss in the upper bracket, same as you guys, but still, with the quick turnover from that point to now, what were some of the things that you kind of focused on the most and try to emphasize, and how did that then kind of not match up to your expectations in the match?
So going into this series, we were kind of assuming that we will most likely have winning bot lane almost every game, or we will be at least evenly matched from draft. And skill wise, we should be winning bot lane, at least from our perspective. And we were approaching it in a way where we will be playing hard mid bot and kind of like diving them. If they lane swap, we should be always faster on taking the turrets, and then we should be able after that kind of snowball the game. But we were honestly unable to get anything from the bot lane situations, and we were not able to snowball and close out the lead. For example, in the last game that we've built. So yeah.
Right. Talking a little bit into the bot lane, I saw you guys pick Rumble for Jun. I mean, we saw this one occasion during the LEC Spring playoffs. I just want to know your thoughts on just the thought process behind going for that option. With all the things that you've been talking about so far in mind.
Well, kind of a same thing, right? Rumble is very strong support. A lot of the times you see it banned from teams that either don't play it as support or they do want to kind of match the bot lanes and then have the losing side of it. And yeah, again, the approach was same, right? We are trying to pick winning bot lane and we are trying to create the game around it. So that's why we were picking Rumble.
Hmm. And yeah, like I said, tough way to go down in this competition. Eight coming in from playing stage, falling in the first round of upper bracket, lower bracket. Not just covering a general overview of the experience in MSI. What do you think was the biggest obstacle, just or more so, just the entire tournament overall for you guys, from your point of view, as the coach?
I wouldn't say it's like the biggest obstacle, but I think we were kind of struggling, maybe confidence wise, or no, I was struggling a bit. So against like the best bot lanes in the world. So I think that was like the only obstacle we had where we had to put a more emphasis on like making sure that he's okay, that he's feeling good, has a good matchups, and can play the game correctly after the hard TES series, right? Other than that, we didn't really have any obstacles. Like was pretty fine. Preparation was fine. Scrims were fine. So yeah.
What do you think was the biggest lesson that you feel the team and also yourself kind of learned out of facing off against different opponents around the world, including this series? Although, of course, you guys coming off of this loss, so even so, biggest lesson for you.
I think the biggest lesson or the biggest takeaway from this international tournament is a lot of the times, and mainly you could see it even in the Genji series. Um, we know that we are kind of making the same mistakes as we were doing during the LEC split,
Mhm.
and these mistakes against the best teams they are causing you the games. And until we fix those mistakes, we can almost throw away every lead and any game or lose any game because we are just making mistakes and enemies like the best enemies or the best teams in the world they will be there to punish it no matter what yeah we just have to work on that.
It's been it's been kind of a recurring theme about this team. As you said, sometimes this team can go hot, but sometimes this team can also go cold, and it's been going on for this year so far. Even including this tournament. How important is it for you to then try to make it a stable ship and just not have to just deal with these kinds of stretches, over and over and over, and just kind of working with that.
Yeah, I think the reason behind this one is that we are a very emotional team and very momentum driven team, so we just need to honestly not be affected by emotions, either the emotions being positive or negative, and we just have to, work with that as a team way better if we want to compete and be the best.
Right, understood. And now more so just now looking towards yourself, and I just want to cover how you will reflect on your experience, as a coach, and just having to deal with the good things and also the bad things for Fnatic. What do you think are you will take away the most, just focusing on yourself?
Well, I will take a break for sure first because it was a long season or seasons. But I think we need to look into uh, adaptability of like I feel like this tournament we kind of went head against the wall where we always were drafting or trying to draft for winning bot lanes and kind of playing that. And if it really is not working, you shouldn't continue to doing so. So if you actually see earlier in the tournament that this might not be the way of playing, then we should have explored way more of in using the lane swaps, playing not just lane champions, but champions that scales better in mid game, late game, or in team fights, right? And practicing and approaching it or this whole tournament in that way. So it's for sure we should look at if we have a strategy and if it starts to be shaky or not worked out properly, we should really think of okay, if this doesn't work on stage for us, what's the plan B?
And it's an old saying in sports, and it can apply also to esports. And there's never losing, there's only learning in that fashion. So hopefully you guys can learn from this experience and just take it forward for LEC and then uh, into World. So Nightshare, thank you so much for taking the time. I really appreciate you. Despite the loss, I really appreciate your answers for this conversation. Best of luck goes to you for LEC and then everything else surrounding that.
Thank you.